Hey, what's up, Illuminate? Before we get started, just a piece of advice. Always make sure that your camera is recording if you're gonna be doing a video. So I think this is the third or fourth time that I'm trying this because I'll go back and find that my camera was not recording. So hopefully this is recording and this will be the final one. So I wanted to kind of hop on here and kind of share some things that I've been mulling over the past few days. So if you guys will humor me in your head, because I know we're not talking, have you guys ever woken up like in the middle of the night, either to use the restroom or to get a glass of water? For me, it's usually orange juice or grape juice. That's what I love. And so if you guys get up in the middle of the night and you do those sorts of things, how many of you can just close your eyes and almost like half asleep go do whatever you have to do, and then you return back to your bed almost without even opening an eye? And it's so cool that we can do that, and it's because we memorize the path of our house. We know where furniture is, and we know where the door is and all that sort of stuff. And so it's really cool that can happen. But fast forward to last Sunday, I got up for church, and I get up before the sun gets up, just because I've got to move some equipment. So I'm up at around 6:45. And so I go to the restroom, and so I turn the light on, and then so I'm brush my teeth, deodorant, all that sort of stuff. If you guys don't wear deodorant, please, for the love of God, put on some deodorant. You're starting to smell. And then before I come out of the bathroom, I turn the light back off because Oakland's room is right next to the bathroom door. And so if I turn a light on, she's gonna wake up because she's really close to waking up at that time. So I just kind of turn that light back off. And so the house is dark again, and my eyes kind of haven't adjusted. But I'm still just kind of going off of my memory of where I know things are. And so I know where her high chair is, well, or at least I think I do. I know where it's supposed to be. And so I'm walking, and it's not where it's supposed to be. And I trip over this high chair, and I basically not just trip, I topple over this high chair and make a huge noise. I was like, dang, I hope I don't wake anyone up. And then fast forward probably about 10, 15 minutes, I'm down at Lifehouse campus. And I'm in where we have services, and so I'm grabbing the speakers off of the stands, and I pretty much know where everything is in that room too, so I don't go over to the sound booth and turn the lights on. I just kind of leave it dark. But I'm going over there, and I'm getting the left speaker, and so I'm pulling it off of the stand, and then I think I know where the stage ends. I don't, apparently, and so I thought I had another foot or two, but I was right at the edge. And so I stepped back thinking that I was still going to be on the stage, but I dropped about 8 inches, which doesn't seem like a lot until you think that you're 8 inches above it, and then 8 inches is falling down a mountain, basically. Thankfully, I didn't fall back or anything, but it kind of did jar me. I was like, oh man, I really don't know where I am. And so then the Lord just began to speak to me through those sorts of things. He was talking about that's what it's like to try and get back to the Father without Jesus. And so if you look at Isaiah, it says that people walking in darkness have seen a great light. And he's talking about Jesus here. On those living in the land of deep darkness, a light has dawned. So he's saying that people walking in darkness have now seen this great light. And I just think that's so cool, because then it just brings this parallel to what happened to me on Sunday and to how humanity existed for thousands of years. And so they're trying to get their way back to the Father. They're trying to get to the throne, but they're doing so in utter darkness. And it's almost and God isn't doing this. It's man-made schemes that have put these people in a labyrinth, basically, that's changing all the time. The Pharisees and Sadducees, they added rules on top of rules. There was over 700 rules that people had to follow that weren't even God given, that the Pharisees and Sadducees said hey, you have to do these things in order to be holy and sanctified, that sort of stuff. So not only are they changing the rules as you're going, but you're blindfolded too. So it's trying to navigate your way back to the Father in an impossible labyrinth that's changing, and you're blindfolded. And so that's what I think is so cool that over 2,000 years ago, when Jesus came, he flipped the script on all that stuff. He didn't just like do away with the labyrinth and just like, hey, now you're just like walking, like try and find your way back. But what he does is he shines and he illuminates the path. Do you like that? He illuminates the path back to the Father, and the path is him. And so not only does he shine the path, but he says, hey, if you come with me, I am the path. I'm the way, the truth, and the life. I am the way back to the Father. I don't know why this is the way, but this is the way. For all you Mandalorian fans out there, this is the way. All right, Jesus is the way. And so I think that's so cool that he kind of just shines this light. And maybe you're feeling like in this season, I mean, you look outside in the world, and I know it's really easy for us to either be like, oh, the world is falling apart, like, oh, blah, 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 like, oh, it's terrible, the world is coming to an end or whatever. And so it's really easy to see darkness outside. But what I think is really cool is as soon as Jesus came on the scene 2,000 years ago, he hasn't stopped shining light. And so I just want to encourage you to open your eyes to see the light that is shining. And it's not even a comparable light to darkness. Like this light that Jesus is shining just far surpasses the darkness that we're seeing. So my prayer for us this season is that our perspective would shift from focusing on darkness to appreciating the light that has already been shown. Okay. So just want to encourage you with that, in that it's not as hard as you might think to get back to the Father. It really is follow Jesus. He makes it so simple. He makes it so simple. He did away with all those extra little rules or whatever, and it's just, hey, come and follow me, be my disciple. And through me, you get reconciled back to the Father. So I pray that fills your heart with hope and peace, and that you would look for creative ways to shine light in other people's life too. I pray that we would be the Jesus that people see. So if the Holy Spirit is living in us, we can actually shine light in their darkness, and then that gets them brought back to the Father, because Jesus is working and living inside of you. And so take that as a word of encouragement. Grab hold of that, and remember to turn on the light when you go to use the restroom in the middle of the night.